Welcome, Guardians. We have another This Week at Bungie for March 24th, 2022. Not really of anything of importance, really, which I'm not surprised as we are starting to get into that slower time of the season, new expansions, everything finished per se. But I'd say we have 60 days left in the season. I'd say a little under 7 weeks left. Say maybe 4 weeks to go, and we'll get some more interesting info of possibly upcoming season and the new 3.0 for either Solar or Arc. But for the next 4 weeks, not including this one, maybe including this one, I don't know, we are going to have some slower, smaller stuff. Twabs, that's what the stuff is. But jumping in, this week at Bungie, we are saying thank you to our generous community for all their incredible contributions to this year's Game to Give charity incentive with the Bungie Foundation, while also offering some clarity into our terms of service regarding in-game behaviors and talking about a recent wave of strikes against the Destiny 2 content creator community and an odd twist of events, even our own official channels. That's going to be the biggest piece of information we talk about. A lighter TWAB this week, but no less important. This week, we're wanting to dive a little deeper into our recent Game to Give charity incentive with the Bungie Foundation, which donated all proceeds from the first 48 hours to Ukrainian relief efforts, while also doing some good for kids in need and a variety of other light-worthy incentives. It was another great year, despite being all virtual again, filled with good times, a giant wheel that made Cosmo's arm much stronger after so many spins, some awkward dancing with wigs from our dev team. We also saw Guardians from all over the world heed the call and contributed. Don't know where that came from, but contributed their own communities for a good cause, which provided lasting memories to cherish for a lifetime while also giving back to the world that we call home. Ready for this week's TWAB? Roll the clip. By that we mean read on to the next section. Doing a little good, one light at a time. Another year, another great opportunity to continue the good work of the Bungie Foundation for this year's Game to Give charity initiative. This year, the community banded together once more to raise hype and funds for a variety of good causes, including Ukrainian humanitarian efforts. You can learn more about that here. In children's hospitals and even rehabilitation for veterans reintegrating into the civilian world. As a vet myself, this was something I was not personally aware of before joining the team, and I was ecstatic for yet another reason to support the continued efforts of this organization. But it's not about me, it's about you and the work we've done together to make the world just a smidge bit better for all. From a spinning wheel filled to the brim with prizes to an inside look inside some of Destiny's best content, this year's Game to Give event ended on a high note. How high, you may be wondering? We've got the Bungie Foundation here to break it all down. This is the spokesperson from Bungie Foundation. Wow, we are completely blown away by the generosity you all showed throughout the Game to Give fundraising campaign in support for the Bungie Foundation's charitable pillars of children's health and well-being, humanitarian aid, and inclusion, diversity, and equity. Thanks to all of you, Game to Give has raised a record amount of $2,011,025. We reached this incredible amount by funding because of the 38,500 plus donors and the 575 fundraisers who supported across 103 countries. To say this was a global Guardian initiative is an understatement. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for showing us once again how truly special the Bungie community is through your care and compassion for those in need around the world. Countries from all over the world participated in the latest charity drive, showing the true power of what the gaming community is capable of. Together, we were able to provide emotional and social support to more than 100,000 children through entertainment and iPad goodness. Together, we've sent medical aid to Ukraine during a time of immense crisis. Together, we've helped diverse youth get the education they want in STEM fields and efforts to reduce racism in the world of game development. Together, we should be proud. If you listen closely, you may even hear Shaq screaming in victory for all these accomplishments, making our space uncles proud, one charity at a time. Classifications of account security policies. So last year we updated our Destiny 2 security policy and how we would be taking action against account recoveries and account boosting services. Now, we're diving a little deeper into that, but first a small recap on what these services are and why they are against our guidelines. As noted in our account restrictions and banning policies, article and terms of service found here and here, it is referenced that players agree to not allow access to their Destiny 2 accounts to anyone outside of their umbrella of ownership. Account boosting also falls under this restriction scope, which is where players will relinquish their accounts to boost their light levels and earn certain high-level gear, which puts an unfair investment into one's character when paired up against those playing the game organically. Using these types of services can tarnish competitive activities like Trials of Osiris and even reduce the value of rewards from activities like raids and Grandmaster Nightfalls. To protect the integrity of these experiences, we are issuing the appropriate reprimands to a number of accounts in accordance with our policy. Our security team had this to say about our policies regarding account sharing and other in-game behaviors that can jeopardize account integrity. In August 2022, Bungie adjusted its policy to clarify that account recovery, boosting, and players that benefit from these services were in violation of our terms of service. Since then, we have closely monitored suspected activity and issued our first ban wave against identified violators. We want to assure the community that we will fairly enforce our policy on player conduct for even the most skilled or well-known players. Destiny is an evolving experience, and we will continue to update our policies to make the game a more enjoyable and safe experience for all. We will continue to update the community on the further evolution of these policies, but for now, you can read up on our current stance right here. Player support report. Winter is over, and again, that support report tripped me up. Anything of overly important? Not overly, except looking into capsizing. The team's latest report centers around Rahul's destination materials, devour times, and more. What's up with devour there, you might say? So the raid emblem update. We have hit a snag in our processes to send players who completed the Vow of the Disciple raid during the 48-hour contest mode. We hope to have a resolution soon and will notify players once the emblems are distributed. Looks like we're getting another hotfix. Hotfix 4.0.0.5 that is coming out on Tuesday, March 29th. So PS4 HDR update. Earlier in the season, we asked PlayStation 4 players to turn off HDR to prevent crashing on their system. We believe this issue has been resolved with the hotfix of the 4.0.0.4. If players continue having issues, obviously report to the help forums. Here are a couple quick known issues. I'm not going to say this right. The osmiomancy gloves lose a grenade charge after dying. The Devour timer isn't consistent when killing multiple enemies at once compared to killing one enemy. Okay, yeah, I'm not surprised by that one. Players on Xbox are crashing at higher rates than normal, and Rahul's planetary materials aren't rotating. For a full list of emergent issues in D2, you can obviously head over to the known issue article there, and players who observe other issues should report them to the help forum. Takedown clarifications. This one's the important piece. So over the past week, we have noticed an escalation in strikes against content creators in the D2 community, both big and small. While some of the takedowns in the past have been legitimate violations of our established standards, many recent strikes were issued for content that does not violate those terms. This prompted us to release the following statement on the official Bungie channel saying, "We're aware of a series of copyright takedowns on YouTube and we're actively investigating. This includes content on our own Bungie channels. The actions are not being taken at the request of Bungie or our partners. Please stand by for future updates." We also included a link to our intellectual property guidelines, which can be found here. The most recent wave of takedowns was peculiar, and upon further investigation, we have confirmed that they included some takedown actions from a fraudulent accounts created to impersonate our IP protection service. Google has confirmed that the accounts that have submitted fraudulent legal requests to YouTube have been terminated and will no longer have access to Google products. All fraudulent submissions from these accounts will be reversed. Some have already, the rest should come through shortly. The processing of these takedowns was an enforcement mistake by Google, and beyond rescinding the strikes and reinstating the videos. They are also working on process improvements to reduce the likelihood of any similar mistakes in the future. Please be patient as we work with YouTube to correct the fraudulent DMCA notices. In the meantime, we ask that you please refrain from harassing any member of the community or any employee of CSC. Don't know what CSC is. We wanted to clear up a few misconceptions caused by this fraud. Okay, here you go. CSC, a Bungie partner that aids in IP protection, did not go rogue or issue any unauthorized takedowns. Bungie does not use or authorize algorithmic takedowns on YouTube. All actions by CSC are reviewed and authorized by Bungie. Because these are human processes in rare occurrence, human error has occurred, in which we have correctly worked to correct any issues. Bungie investigated the claim of suspicions takedowns and found that several strikes were perpetrated by a bad actor that is not affiliated with Bungie or CSC, but who has impersonated CSC by falsifying look-alike email aliases. This attack occurred after and possibly in response to a recent set of authentic takedowns of OST uploads. Most of the recent takedowns carried out by us were for uploads of the original soundtrack, OST, music content. While it's not permitted to take a soundtrack we release and upload it to your channel, there has been feedback from the community about the desire to access music that is not currently available in-game. Our audios team main priority for creating and maintaining the amazing music in the game and won't be able to release every version of every song. But we do agree that we would like to create avenues for the community to fill these gaps and archive some of the music not currently available. Going forward, we will be allowing certain Destiny music tracks to be uploaded to channels for archival purposes. For those creators interested in this type of content creation, the guidelines below should be reviewed. It can't be an OST song that Bungie has already released or posted elsewhere publicly. The content cannot be monetized, and the creator needs to obtain permission from Bungie by contacting this email, licensing@bungie.com. At the end of the day, our content creator community is invaluable to us, and no, not just the big creators. We understand that many creators have their content as a source of primary income, and we do not wish to cause harm to those that express their passion through art. However, as with any company, there are boundaries in place to protect both the community and the property that the Destiny 2 teams have poured their souls into through the years. Because this is important to the future of the game and the future of our community, we have been working to update our community guidelines messaging found in its original iteration here, to make our boundaries as a business clearer to you that the creators can make the content for your souls crave without fear. We will share the updated resource with you all when those changes are finalized. Huge information there. Moving along straight through movie of the week. That I saw that on Twitter. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I hope to God the one they picked here. Just reading that real quick. Nope. Aw, man. Oh, no. Okay. I was really hoping it was the Izanagi's ornament that Hippie like bashed on somebody. But real quick, one more thing before we go. Remember that nifty Vow the Disciple raid jacket that is a current reward for being among the first Guardians to beat the challenge? If not, no worries. There's a little refresher image below for those that are hoping to get their hands and their gamer tags on the latest merch. Consider this your gentle reminder that the last day to claim this reward is coming up. Fast. Like, end of the month fast. March 31st to be exact. If you don't want to miss out, make sure to redeem that reward no later than 11:59 Pacific on March 31st. Otherwise, like our youth, this too shall slip through your fingers. Wow, Hippie, way to get existential there. Like, it's a cool jacket, but like, why brown for the outside? I feel like black would have made more sense for that one. But continuing right along, as always, we're continuing to praise, I guess, through feedback as players have helped shape the future of what the Destiny verse has to offer. And look, I'm not mad at you guys. Also, don't tag us in some sweet dad jokes. Just disappointed. But please, send dad jokes. For real. We've got more on the way, but for now, thank you again for being the amazing community you are and sharing with us your struggles and your triumphs. You're amazing. Don't let anyone make you feel differently. Till next time, stay fresh, be kind, and kick all the butt. In-game, of course. In-game. In-game, guys, come on. All right, but that is all. We're gonna have Keitel just stare into our soul real quick as we finish this up. But that's all we have for this week at Bungie for March 24th, 2022. Didn't say what the hotfix was gonna be, so hopefully something good there in terms of fixes on the 29th on Tuesday. Hopefully we get an indication a little bit sooner of if, excuse me, Max, if Guardian games are going to change at all. But for that, we're definitely going to have to wait until that arrives in the beginning of May, I believe. But until next time, Guardians, stay safe.